So first things first, let me just get this out of the way. Yes, the idea of sleeping with a robot is super weird. And yes, Somnox is a strange name. And yes, Somnox does currently cost close to $600, so I definitely cannot suggest this sleeping robot for everyone. But with that out of the way, whether or not you are interested in cuddling up with a robot of your own at night, there is some legitimately fascinating science and tech on display here, and I absolutely think that there are going to be some of you out there who may have sleep or anxiety issues that Somnox was specifically built for, that even with this high price tag, it'll definitely still be worth it given the potential benefits. So to really get a sense of what the hell Somnox is and who it's for, I think it's important to understand why it was created in the first place. Many of you may already know that breath and controlling one's breathing has long been used to help calm people down, alleviate anxiety, and lower your perception of stress, which is a key factor in solving a lot of sleep problems, especially when it comes to those who have trouble falling asleep or in some cases deal with insomnia. Now, traditionally, there have been two sort of primary solutions people have sought out to help with this. One of which is medication, which in some cases can be necessary, but as more and more of us would like to only use medication as a final last resort, many seek out meditation or similar type of programs or apps which focus largely around slowing down your breath at night to help ease that anxiety and get you sleeping more quickly. So by slowing down and controlling our breath, we also dial down the stress we may be feeling, and the research on this is pretty solid. But to use an app or whatever to do this, that's also sort of one more thing that you have to remember to do. And look, when you are busy and you're stressed, sometimes having to do one more thing is the last thing you feel like you should be doing. And so that is where I think Somnox can really solve a huge problem for a lot of people. So with Somnox, ignoring the app and all of the extra settings that I'll talk a little bit more about in a bit, at its core, it relies on the concept that we as humans are deeply ingrained to pick up and copy signals from those around us. For example, if someone yawns, you might suddenly also feel like yawning too. Now, the same is true when it comes to breathing. So Somnox, when you hold on to it, it feels sort of like you're spooning with somebody and holding on to their belly. And Somnox feels really like a human breathing, enough so that without any effort from you, your body starts to copy that same exact breathing pattern. And so the core function of Somnox is that it can mimic your own breathing pattern. So you naturally fall in line with it, and then throughout about an hour, Somnox will slowly lower that breathing rate, and your body in return will slow its own breathing rate without any conscious effort from you. And since this is all done completely unconsciously, I think there's a huge advantage to this over having to listen or follow along to an app. So ideally, you go to bed, you turn the Somnox on, and as your breathing rate mimics the Somnox to slow down, so will your anxiety, and you'll more easily be able to quickly fall asleep. Now, I fall asleep really quickly regardless, so after a month of testing Somnox, I obviously couldn't see a big difference there, although I will say there are often times that I have to wake up a few hours before I normally want to get up. Usually my daughter needs something like water or a blanket or whatever, and often I'll have trouble going back to sleep, which definitely sort of wipes me out and leaves me tired for the rest of the day. But I did find it a lot easier to get back to sleep in those instances when I was using the Somnox. And personally, I just find the Somnox really enjoyable to use. I don't think I could suggest it to somebody like me, being that it costs $600 and I already get pretty good sleep and I'm not overly super stressed. But for somebody who has a real hard time falling asleep or has insomnia occasionally, or for somebody who may feel just stressed out all of the time and needs a way to calm down before going to bed, I could definitely see Somnox being worth it. And that's also another way to use Somnox as well. Like if you're just feeling stressed out or something's just bothering you, you can turn it on and hold on to it while you do something relaxing just to get more in control of your breath and sort of calm down. Now on the app which connects to Somnox, there are a lot of settings that you can play with, from creating different sleep or relax programs, and you can pretty much customize everything here from your breathing start points and end points. And as I mentioned earlier, you can enable Somnox to sense and match your own breathing, which I found to be the best. And you can also adjust the intensity, so pretty much how large the Somnox inflates, as well as change the sounds it plays while you are falling asleep. You can choose one of the sound options they have on the app, or you can choose to play a podcast or an audiobook or whatever you would like to, as it has the ability to stream Bluetooth from your phone. Now, an additional tool that I have found effective to enhance your sleep is called 8 Sleep. So make sure to check out my review of that as well. As always, this is Colin Jenkins with Connect the Watts. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next time.